I want to introduce first Dr. Ashok Lahiri. So welcome, great to have you in your original avatar as the economist, leaving your political cap aside. Welcome Dr. Varmani, thank you very much. Great to have you with us, one of the foremost economic brains of the country, and Mr. Rana, former chairman of the Railway Board. Thank you all, sir, for joining us. I want to start by asking Dr. Varmani, the biggest concern that everybody has this morning is there another railway hike in the offing? He's already increased railway prices by 14.2%. Is there any possibility at all that railway prices could go up further?
I doubt it. There may be some adjustments. I don't know how much time they had, because if you remember, the earlier hike was something proposed a couple of months ago in the interim budget. So I would doubt there will be another hike in this budget.
Okay. I want your sense, Dr. Lahiri.
Unlikely. I agree with Arvind that I don't think there will be another increase, because normally what you find in budgets, all political parties do that. They give the bad news before the budget, and in the budget it's all good things. Now you'll be talking about service improvement, investment. So the bad news is over.
Okay, is the bad news over in your sense as well, Mr. Rana?
I think so. They can't afford it politically to have another increase right now, because as has been said that last 2 months they have increased. So this time they can't sort of do it politically.
Okay, so one thing's been established by 3 top experts, that another fare hike at this time seems difficult, even though there are several economists who would actually like to see a fare hike in making railway passengers pay for the services that they expect. But now that that's left out, what can Modi and Sadanand Gowda realistically do? Let me put that to Dr.
Rahul, I believe that the history of Indian Railways is a story of missed opportunities and a failure to support the growth process through appropriate policies. Fares were not revised. Somehow, if you remember the politics of it, most parties, including Congress and BJP, would give the railway ministry as a sop to an alliance partner. And they will always talk about nahi, barhotri nahi hogi. But you can't run railways without appropriate fares, because the government doesn't have the money to support it, and we are not willing to pay. Then how will you find the money to expand the railways? So I believe what has been done is a step in the right direction. But how much you can push through, as the former chairman of the Railway Board said, depends on the political sensitivity.
But Dr. Varmani, one of the things that Narendra Modi is obviously very fascinated by is the idea of speed trains. He cites the model of Japan, he cites the model of China. He wants to introduce speed trains between Ahmedabad and Mumbai, Delhi and Agra. Given the problems that exist and the fact that Indian Railways runs at speeds much lower than even currently possible, are speed trains or bullet trains an idea that can be turned into reality?
So the question is, you know, there are all these things in the President's address, big projects. So the question which was asked then, and which I think the budget will answer, is where is all the money going to come for this investment? And that's an answer I expect from the budget. And one direction that could go is really, where is all this huge money? It's outside, right? So whether it's FIIs, FDI, Japanese investment by Chinese construction companies, there will be some indication in this budget about where this finance is going to come from and how it's going to come, because if it's FDI, you have to have an FDI policy, etc. So I think there will be a direction and outline. How detailed it will become, I don't know, that's a guess. But I think there'll definitely be something indicating how that money is going to come, where it's going to go, what is going to be the mechanism.
Because it's a very fascinating idea, Mr. Rana. The idea that you can reach Agra in an hour and a half. Fabulous, but is it even possible, given the fact that in India, people cross the railway junctions whenever they want? The tracks are just there, you hop across, hop back on. When you've got speed trains moving, that's a very, very dangerous thing to do. Do you think we'll be able to achieve that idea?
High speed, you have to have a separate corridor, unapproachable from this thing. That means it's on the elevated structures. Therefore, the idea is feasible. And their feasibility studies are already going on, detailed feasibility by Japanese this thing. As far as all over the world, these high speeds are not financially viable, but they are economically viable, or there are indirect benefits so much that when the technology comes, the other benefits are there, economics is there. So that way they are required. And as far as the funding is concerned, the country doesn't have the funding even to run the railways efficiently. And as has been said, the funding has to come from outside.
Okay.
And
the idea of a bullet train sounds very interesting. But what is the Chinese model really about? We sent our colleague Anjana Kashyap onto a bullet train from Shanghai to Beijing to give our viewers a sense of the dream that Modi has of introducing these speed trains to India. How does the Chinese model work? Here's Anjana's report.
Prime Minister Modi has a dream that the Indian Railways huffs and puffs to catch up with. Headlines Today travels to China to get a first look at Modi's dream train up close. An exciting journey through the land of the dragon. A fantasy ride from Shanghai to Beijing, flying at over 300 kilometers per hour.
Hello, you're watching Headlines. You is Anjana Om Kashyap. Shanghai it is, and we're in Shanghai to feel the sheer power of speed. Yes, the great Indian doors with the rail budget and the Modi Sarkar wait for the bullet train, but to feel that speed right here. Yes, to see India's future through the Chinese experience. We're in Shanghai, so we're at the railway station and we're waiting inside to get the tickets, but till then I could roughly show you what this looks like. Yes, very interestingly, what we see at the airports in India, I'm seeing at the railway station. The kind of air hostesses you see there are ready to help people. The same kind of people here. So we're ready for the stunner, the bullet. Let's go.
The finance minister justified the recent rail fare hike, promising to make Indian railways world-class. But can hike in fares ensure superior facilities for the Indian railway passenger? And can India break the speed barrier? Even as trains around the world fly at over 400 kilometers per hour, forcing airlines to slash their fares by over 50%, as it happened in the case of Beijing-Shanghai route, Indian trains struggle at speeds under 200 kilometers per hour.
In the race to become economic superpower, China understood the value of speed very early. And that is why since decades, they've been working through these bullet trains. Makes traveling very easy, very fast, a key to actually the kind of prosperity that China is looking.
Not just speed, China's bullet train are superior to Indian trains in every way, be it luxury, comfort, food hygiene or cleanliness, or at the railway stations. The pantry is fully stocked, but there's another food counter too. The bullet train delivers the perfect combo: speed.
So I have my coffee and my fruits in my hand, but very interestingly, at the speed of 300 kilometers per hour, I had no problem in moving around here. There is no problem of holding on to the sides or the coffee just pouring.
It's a journey that would take a regular Indian train at least 10 hours. But the bullet train reaches our destination in less than half the time. We arrive in Beijing in under 5 hours. Can India hope to catch up?
The bullet train Shanghai to Beijing is just over for me. But for India, the journey has just begun. With cameraman Mohsen Khan, Anjana Om Kashyap, Beijing for Headlines Today.